Can you please tell the viewers the scores that you managed to achieve on the CELPIP test? Give them a breakdown of the four skills, please.
As you are seeing my smiling, I accomplish my goals. So I have 2 10s and 2 9s. No,
So you got 10 in listening and reading?
Yes, that were the two topics that I studied with you the most. And honestly, I didn't study almost the other two that were reading and listening.
Oh, so it was the other way around. You got 2 10s in speaking and writing.
Yes,
that's fantastic.
The topics that I practice a lot, and you help me in our classes. But that give us the tip that don't be confident, because even though I felt strong on reading and listening, that showed me that 9 was good on these two. But honestly, I didn't study so much because I felt good, but I was close. No, so my first tip that I can give you is that you must study the four topics, right? Not just the ones that you feel comfortable, the ones that you don't feel so strong. You must study and you must invest time in the 4 topics.
You managed to achieve excellent results on your test, and I'm sure that our viewers on the channel would really appreciate the experiences that you can share with them, and to tell them a little bit about what you went through and how you prepared for your test. So let's begin with a little bit of background. Why did you need to take the CELPIP test? Tell me a little bit about your language learning background as well. I'm sure this will help contextualize your answers that you will give later to my other follow-up questions.
Okay, Sam. Well, I began studying English since, well, I don't know, many years ago in Mexico, but the level of English that I've learned in such a time was not as good as the test require, both IELTS and CELPIP. So because of the immigration process that I have, I need to accomplish in CELPIP 9 mark in each of the 4 topics that are being evaluated. And on yields, I remember the max is 9, and on yields, my goal was 7 in the 4 of the tasks, no, or the topics.
Right. So you either needed 4 7s on all skills, or you needed a 9 on CELPIP, correct?
Yes, because CELPIP is 9 out of 12, no?
Right. Yes. So you first decided to go with IELTS.
Yes, because honestly, I wasn't aware about CELPIP, because CELPIP, as I understand, it's only the dates and the locations are only in Canada and just another few countries. So it's like a more local exam or test. So I tried first IELTS, and I study, but I had a rough time in writing, because the first one, the first task on writing, that is the email, it was not a big deal. But the second one, that is, I remember writing an essay of 250 words. For me, was tough. I am not very good at writing, and you know, the topic of the essay, it's likely of an abstract topic, something that is not very common in for our daily lives. No, and to develop such kind of wording and writing for me is tough. So I didn't accomplish my goal. I remember I had an 8. No, I have on a 6 on writing instead of 7. And also speaking, I had a 6.5 instead of 7.
Right.
So I then when I received my marks, obviously I was not happy, but even though the marks were not as I expected, I decided to check if there's another possibility. And I found that CELPIP was available. And I remember that then I contacted you, Sam, and you told me that CELPIP is a predictable test. And indeed, there's no surprises in CELPIP. And that's what I liked. Even though the speaking test, it's in front of a computer. So this kind of weird, and also it's a little tough to have a specific amount of time, no? Because on IELTS, you speak in front of a human being, and the human being, the evaluator, just say, okay, that's enough for this topic, let's continue. And that's like a usual way that you speak with someone in the street or by phone, no? But I prefer to take this challenge that the speaking is in front of the computer, because the writing is more friendly, because the second task is a survey. And all surveys have the same format of answering. And that's why I decided to go to the CELPIP, Sam.
Absolutely, absolutely. Which brings me to my next question. I'd like you to share with the viewers what you did exactly in preparation for your test. So in terms of material, in terms of the types of practice. Now, later, I'm going to ask you specifically about each skill. So for now, can you just tell me about how you planned the process from day one until the day you took your test?
Okay, what was quite in short period of time, Sam, because I did the previous test on December, and I study March and April. So in 2-month period, I almost daily invest 1 hour studying. I use the CELPIP official practice material that you can buy. Everybody can buy those online. But I like them. I bought the 9 package that has 9 practicing of each topic, and from each of the 9 you have 2, test 1 and test 2. So
18.
This means I have 18. But I repeat, I made all 18, but just in the speaking and writing, and listening and reading, I just practiced a couple of days before my exam. That was like risky, but I made it. So those were the materials I bought and I used. Also helped me a lot, obviously, the classes that you helped me. We have weekly classes that help a lot, because I mean your tips honestly were very good. And also on the speaking part, I remember that daily I read the news that I usually read online about everything that happens in Canada, like in newsletters, on loud voice. So my tongue was not, my English at the beginning was not very fluent, but if you practice every day for 2 months, your tongue gets fluent.
It starts rolling, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually a very, very interesting tip to read out loud, just to get your tongue rolling on those words. Absolutely. Now let's begin by talking. Now I know that you told me you didn't really focus on listening and reading, but I
No.
just want to know what you did, like in preparation for listening and reading. What were some of the, tips that you can give for those two skills?
Um, okay, let's start by listening. Honestly, Sam, I was surprised because all the exercises that I made using the CELPIP official material, the first um, exam of listening, or the first part, usually is very easy because it's like something about the common situation of everybody's life. No, it's like a conversation between two people, one in asking another X or Y, and usually such first test is simple, and the people speaks very clearly and slowly because it's the first one. But I was surprised because at the day of the exam, such first task was not easy. I was able to understand 100%, but you must put attention because it's like you are like cold. No, is the first, and listening is the first of the four tasks.
That's right.
Or topics in the
Mhm.
CELPIP exam. So I was surprised, honestly, but even though I put attention and I was able to answer correctly, my second comment will be that don't rush about the time, because when you finish, you have the option to click on the next button, but in the screen, but I didn't do, I didn't realize or didn't click the next button. I felt good about that there's no hurry. No,
That's right.
Everybody is trying to finish as soon as possible, but hey, you have invested a lot of time and money, and it's important, this test, for everybody, and for me because my migration requirement. So I prefer not to be in a hurry, and the computer skips to the next part automatically. So that worked for me very good. And obviously I was the last to finish all the, in the exam there were about 10 people and me, and obviously I finished the last because I followed this strategy.
Okay. All right. How about reading? Reading was pretty much the same, so you didn't rush it. And how'd you prepare? Did you study vocabulary for reading? What kind of reading
Yes,
practice did you do at home?
yes, every day that I read something on a loud voice, all the words that I didn't understood at such time, I use one application that is Lingui on my iPhone. There are many applications, I believe, but anyways, all the words I check the translation that I didn't understand, and I was taking notes on one file on my computer about the meaning of each word. So that helped me to increase my vocabulary. And I remember on the reading, the toughest task or test is the one that, remember, you have like 5 paragraphs and you have to link. And on the right hand, you have like 10 sentences, and you have
Task
to
3,
link
the matching task.
the matching. And that's what was a little tough, because the last option, remember, it says that none of the paragraph said the statement in the paragraph, in the sentence, no? So you have to put attention to read, because sometimes the right answer is letter E, that is the last one, no?
Right.
And also sometimes you can find 2 paragraphs that could be the same, but you have to take and read very carefully, because there's just one word or one paragraph that makes the difference between one or the other.
That's right. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about speaking. So speaking is quite different, like you said. It's done on a computer. There's rigid timing. So I want you to tell me a little bit about your experience of using templates. How did you prepare? How did you use the templates? How did you familiarize yourself with the structure? And also, what kind of note-taking strategies did you use on the day of the test as well?
Yes, the templates that you prepare, some that are on YouTube, available to everybody, were very helpful for me because it's like a guide, and all the 8 tasks are the same.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no surprises. And I remember that helped me a lot about using, you just have to identify 1 or 2 strategic boosters
Mm-hmm.
that help to improve and to impress
Mm-hmm.
the examiner. Um, and also 1 word in each of the 8 tasks, no, that usually applies in each specific, and
Mm-hmm.
that's very helpful. Uh, Also, I didn't take any notes, Sam,
Mm-hmm.
because um, first of all, in the my first exercises that I made in home, I usually was spending a lot of time trying to write 1, 2, or 1 phrase, but 30 seconds is goes fast,
Right.
because I prefer to read carefully the instruction and just to identify in my mind 1 or 2 boosters,
Mm-hmm.
paragraphs or words using your templates, and
Mm-hmm.
that's it. So at the time that comes that you have to talk for 1
Right.
minute
Mm-hmm.
or 90 seconds in task 1
In 2
and
of the tasks, right?
yes, 1
Yeah.
and 7, the
Mm-hmm.
opinion, the 7. You just have to focus on the screen, and you
Right.
avoid taking a look at your notes,
Mm-hmm.
and so if you focus at 2 things at the same time, for me was tough.
Right.
So I
Mm.
realized that for me was better strategy. Don't write anything in the
Right.
8. You don't need to write anything. Just focus on the screen, read carefully, uh, identify in your mind a couple of phrases and booster words, and that's it.
Right. And I remember you were very confident with the structures, with the templates. I remember when we were
Yes.
working, you really didn't need to look at any notes for that. You had it all here. And so you just focused on the task itself, and you didn't really need notes for that. So that was a very effective strategy on your part. Let's
Yes.
talk about writing. So for writing, again, I feel that it's very structured and predictable and
Yes.
formulaic in a sense, right? Writing
Yes.
in CELPIP. I'd like you to explain how you prepared for writing, what structures you use, how you became confident when using those structures.
Mm-hmm. Well, I made a lot of homework. I made all my homework in a file, a simple Word file. So I put I created 2 columns. In 1 column, I make my homework, and I use Grammarly.
Mm-hmm.
That is also a helpful tool on the web, available to everybody. So the homework that had the Grammarly corrections is in my file, is on the right
Mm-hmm.
side. So by doing so, I was, after I made all my exercises at home, then I read them again. The first column is the original and that Santiago made, and
Mm-hmm.
on the next column the Grammarly, even though you don't have the chance to talk like in your classes, But
Mm-hmm.
Grammarly is good because help you to
Mm-hmm.
use words that link to sentences. No, for example, although, even though,
Mm-hmm.
therefore, etc. And obvious grammar errors that I made that also help me a lot. Yeah, I remember, Sam, that during the test, the first task, that is the email, no,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
all the exercises that I made with you
Mm-hmm.
and at home were about 3 bullets.
That's
But
right.
the day of the test, I realized was 4 bullets. So
And
that
we kind
was
of predicted that. Remember, we talked about it. We said it's possible. It doesn't
possible.
happen very often, but
But
it's very possible.
you told me was unlikely. But
Mm-hmm.
that unlikely event did happen.
It
But
did.
was not surprise for me. I remember my class with you. So I remember, besides the dear, etc., the 4 bullets, bullet one of, and the second I developed in 1 paragraph, and then the other 2 paragraphs explaining the other 2 bullets, and I made good. And also the survey, your templates, I repeat, were very, very helpful for me. And if you follow the templates, you are almost done. And it's easy. It's you just have to remember them, and you're halfway through
That's
using the
right.
templates.
I
That's it.
agree. And practice, right? Practice. I can't emphasize. I mean, I need to tell the viewers right now, Santiago did an amazing job practicing and preparing. He did
Mhm.
not pull any punches, and that's why he got the amazing results that he did. All right. Now, final question is about the test day, the test center. Do you have anything that you would like to perhaps point out regarding what happened during the test day
Um,
and any last minute advice for people who have their test coming
well,
up?
obviously, be on time. Uh, was a surprise for me, Sam, that I had to wear mask during the exam. And in all Canada, masks are not mandatory anymore,
Mm-hmm.
as I
Mm-hmm.
understand,
Mm-hmm.
because health authorities change
The
constantly the
mandates,
rules.
yeah.
But was surprised. So the first test that I made, I was wearing a mask that is tougher to speak, was the white one that is N95. No,
Yeah.
that
Mm.
is like better mask
Right.
in health prevention.
Mm-hmm.
But fortunately, I remember, and in this my second test, I didn't wear the N95 white mask because it's difficult to speak with that mask.
Right.
I was wearing just a normal blue mask
Mm-hmm.
that it's more comfortable, no?
Yeah.
And also about the tone of my voice. Um, Also, my strategy helped me because I was the last to finish. So at the time of my speaking test, there were only, from the 10 people that we began the test, only 2. And
Mm.
so I didn't have to bother other participants because my tone is loud. And sometimes the coordinator of the exam asks you to speak softly, that
Yeah.
uh, I don't understand, because you
Yeah.
have earphones. But
Yeah.
even though I was able to focus,
Mm.
and really, Sam, it's tired. No, when you arrive at the speaking, that is the last one, you feel
Mm.
tired, but
Oh, yeah.
you have to think it's the last. You
Mm.
are feeling good about the previous 3
Mm-hmm.
results on the speaking, writing, and listening, and you focus. Okay, it's the last one. Speaking, focus, and I made it. I am very happy.
Well done. Well done. No, fantastic results. I am very proud. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this interview. I'm sure there are plenty of people who are really going to find this information useful because, when they hear it from someone, from me, it's different from when they hear it from
Yes,
someone who's actually been through this experience and has done it and has gained results. Once again, I am very, very thankful for this time that you've set aside for us.
Perfect, Sam. I am happy to collaborate with you and your followers.
All right. Thank you so much. I hope you have a lovely day and good luck with your future endeavors.
Thank you. Take care, Sam. Bye bye.
You too. Bye bye.